Have you ever sat at your desk, staring at a spreadsheet or answering an email you don't care about and done the math in your head? You think, okay, I'm 30 years old. If I save 10% of my income, and the market does okay, and I never get laid off, and I never have a major medical emergency, I might be able to retire when I'm 67. And in that moment, a wave of quiet desperation washes over you. You realize you have just signed up for another 37 years of this. 37 more years of trading the best hours of your life for a paycheck just big enough to keep you coming back. Most people think this is the only way. They believe the path to wealth is a slow 40-year crawl. They treat retirement like a distant, mythical island they might one day reach if the seas are calm. But what if I told you that the 40-year plan is a lie? What if I told you it is the safe route designed to keep you a compliant worker and a predictable consumer for your entire adult life? What if I told you there is a faster path, a more aggressive path, a 5-year sprint that could buy you a lifetime of freedom? This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. This isn't about getting lucky with crypto. This is a mathematical protocol, a strategic assault on the forces that keep you poor. I call it the 235 Money Explosion Strategy. It is a 5-year plan designed to take you from zero to a point of financial escape velocity so you can take back control of your life. My name is John, this is the Penny Plan, and today I am not just going to tell you it is possible. I am going to give you the exact, step-by-step blueprint. This is the strategy I would use if I had to start over today and wanted my freedom back fast. Before we dive into the strategy, we must identify the enemy we are fighting. The enemy is not your boss. It is not your bills. The enemy is the slow path mentality. It is the deeply ingrained cultural belief that you are supposed to trade your entire youth for a promise of a comfortable old age. Think about it. The entire system is built on this assumption. The 401k is designed to lock your money away for 40 years. The mortgage is designed to keep you in debt for 30 years. The corporate ladder is designed to give you just enough of a raise each year to prevent you from quitting, but never enough to let you escape. Why? Because the system needs you. It needs you to work for 40 years, paying income taxes, payroll taxes, and sales taxes. It needs you to be a predictable consumer, buying the new car, the bigger house, the latest phone. It needs you to stay on the treadmill because your spending is someone else's profit. The 40-year plan is not a retirement plan for you. It is a profit plan for the corporations and the government. We are sold a story of balance. Work hard but also enjoy life. Save a little but also spend a little. This sounds reasonable, but balance is a trap. When you are trying to escape a burning building, you don't walk in a balanced way, you sprint. You move with a sense of violent urgency. Starting from zero in the modern economy is like being in a burning building. Inflation is the fire and debt is the smoke. A balanced approach will get you killed. This is the psychological warfare you are up against. Every time you try to save aggressively, a friend will say, "You only live once, you should enjoy it." Every time you say no to a vacation, an advertisement will pop up on your phone showing you a pristine beach, telling you that you deserve a break. This is the culture of consumerism fighting to pull you back into mediocrity. The stakes could not be higher. We are not just talking about money. We are talking about your life. We are talking about your one, finite, precious existence on this planet. Are you going to spend it in a cubicle, building someone else's dream because you followed the slow, safe path? Or are you going to execute a short, brutal, 5-year sprint of extreme sacrifice to buy back the next 40 years of your life? That is the choice. And the 235 strategy is the weapon you use to fight that battle. The 235 Money Explosion Strategy is a 5-year protocol divided into 3 distinct phases. The first 2 years are about building an unshakable foundation. The third year is about igniting the investment engine. And the final 2 years are about riding the wave of exponential growth. You must follow these phases in order. Phase 1, the 2, years 1 and 2, the aggressive foundation. The goal of these first 2 years is singular: create the largest possible gap between your income and your expenses. This is not about saving 10%. This is about saving 50, 60, or even 70% of your income. Year 1 is the income offensive. You must accept a new reality. You cannot save your way to freedom on a low income. It is mathematically impossible. Therefore, your entire focus for the first 365 days is to double your income. This sounds insane, but it is achievable if you become obsessed. First, I would master a high-income skill. A high-income skill is something you can learn without a 4-year degree that pays over $100,000 a year at the top end. I am talking about sales, specifically tech sales. I am talking about copywriting. I am talking about digital marketing or coding. I would spend every evening and every weekend on YouTube, in cheap online courses and reading books, becoming a master of one of these skills. While I am learning, I am working. I am not just working my 9 to 5. I am taking on freelance work on the side. If I am learning copywriting, I am writing product descriptions for people on Upwork for $10 an hour. I am not doing it for the money. I am doing it for the experience and the portfolio. My goal is to get proof that I can do the work. Within 6 months, I have a portfolio. Now I apply for a new job. I don't ask my current boss for a raise. I go to a new company and leverage my new skill. It is not uncommon for someone to jump from a $50,000 admin job to an $80,000 sales development job in less than a year. During this entire first year, I am living on a wartime budget. My expenses are not just low, they are at the absolute biological minimum. I have roommates. I am driving a 15-year-old car I paid for in cash. I am cooking every single meal. There are no vacations. There are no new clothes. There is no social life that costs money. This is a year of monastic focus. If my income is $80,000 and I am living on $30,000, I am now saving $50,000 a year. That is the goal of year 1, create a massive surplus. Year 2 is the fortress. Now that I have this huge income gap, I use it to build an impenetrable financial fortress. Before I invest a single dollar in the stock market, I do 2 things. First, I build a 6-month emergency fund. If my wartime expenses are $2,500 a month, I save $15,000 in cash in a high-yield savings account. This is my peace of mind fund. It means I can never be forced to make a bad decision out of desperation again. It is the foundation upon which the entire skyscraper of wealth is built. Second, I destroy all high-interest debt. I am talking about credit cards, personal loans, anything with an interest rate over 6 or 7%. I take the massive surplus I created in year 1, and I unleash it on my debt like a tidal wave. I use the avalanche method, paying off the highest interest rate first. If I have $20,000 in credit card debt, I should be able to pay it off in less than 6 months with my new income and low expenses. By the end of year 2, my situation is transformed. I have a high income. I have 0 consumer debt. I have a fully funded emergency fund. I am now financially unbreakable. I have earned the right to move to the next phase. Phase 2, the 3rd year. The investment engine. This is the pivot point. The first 2 years were about generating cash. Year 3 is about putting that cash to work in an automated, unstoppable investment machine. I have this massive $50,000 a year surplus. Now, where does it go? I follow a specific order of operations. Step 1, I contribute to my 401k at work up to the full employer match. This is free money. It is an instant 100% return. I do not leave free money on the table. Step 2, I open a Roth IRA and I max it out. A Roth IRA is the single greatest wealth-building tool available to the average person. The money goes in after tax, but it grows completely tax-free forever. When I pull it out in retirement, the government gets 0. I will contribute the maximum allowed by law every single year. Step 3, I go back to my 401k and I max it out completely. The contribution limits are high, but with my new income, it is achievable. This reduces my taxable income for the year, saving me money on taxes today. Step 4, if I still have money left over after maxing out both my Roth IRA and my 401k, I open a regular taxable brokerage account, and I invest the rest. Now, what am I investing in? Am I picking stocks? Am I trading options? No, that is a distraction. That is gambling. I'm buying one thing and one thing only, a low-cost, broadly diversified index fund. Something like VTI, which buys the entire U.S. stock market, or VOO, which buys the S&P 500. Why? Because I am not trying to be a genius. I am trying to get rich. And the surest way to get rich is to own the entire market and let it do the work for you. I am betting on the long-term growth of the American economy. Over any 20-year period in history, this has been a winning bet. I set up automatic investments. Every payday, the money moves from my checking account to my investment accounts without me touching it. The system is now automated. Phase 3, the 5, years 4 and 5, the explosion and the exit. This is where the plan comes together and you start to see the explosion. I continue my high savings rate. I am still living like I am broke, but my investment accounts are starting to get serious. Let's run the numbers. At the end of year 3, after one full year of aggressive investing, I should have roughly $50,000 to $60,000 in my accounts. In year 4, I add another $50,000. My $60,000 grows by about 7%, so that is another $4,000. I am now over $110,000. In year 5, I add another $50,000. My $110,000 grows by 7%, which is another $7,700. I am now approaching $170,000. Now you might be thinking, John, $170,000 is great, but that is not retirement. And you are right. This is where we need to redefine retire early. For the purpose of this strategy, retire early does not mean you stop working forever at age 35 and sit on a beach. It means you have reached a financial state I call escape velocity. Escape velocity, or what many call coast fire, is the point at which you have enough money in your retirement accounts that, if you never contributed another dollar, it would grow to a full retirement nest egg by the time you are 65. That $170,000 you saved in 5 years. If you leave it invested and it grows at a conservative 7% per year, in 30 years it will be worth over $1.3 million. You just bought your traditional retirement with a 5-year sprint of brutal, focused work. What does this mean in practical terms? It means you have won the game. At the end of year 5, you can take your foot off the gas. You no longer have to work the high-stress sales job. You can quit. You can take a lower-paying job that you actually love. You can start a business. You can work part-time. You can travel the world for a year. Your retirement is already secured. The pressure is off for the rest of your life. This is freedom. This is what you were fighting for, but here is the twist. Here is the part of the plan that nobody ever talks about because it is not about spreadsheets or interest rates. It is about your soul. This 5-year plan is not a financial plan. It is a personality transplant. You cannot execute this strategy and remain the same person you were when you started. The person who can live on a wartime budget for 2 years while their friends are having fun is not a normal person. The person who can dedicate their evenings to learning a skill instead of watching television is not a normal person. The trap is burnout. The trap is social isolation. When you are on this path, you will have to say no to weddings, to bachelor parties, to weekend trips. Your friends will not understand. They will think you are cheap. They will think you are weird. You will feel lonely. The real enemy of this plan isn't a stock market crash. It is your own desire for comfort and normalcy. There will be a day in year 2 when you are eating chicken and rice for the 8th time that week, and you will see a friend's Instagram post from Italy, and you will want to quit. You will think, what am I doing this for? You have to have a why that is so powerful it can withstand that pressure. Is it to escape a job you hate? Is it to provide a better life for your family? Is it to have the freedom to pursue your art? You need to write that why down and look at it every single day, because your willpower will fail you, but your why will not. And here is the second part of the twist. When people successfully execute this plan and reach escape velocity, they almost never retire in the traditional sense. They don't stop working. Why? Because the person they had to become to achieve this goal is a high performer. They are disciplined, they are skilled, they are resilient. People like that don't sit on a beach. They build things, they solve problems. The difference is that now they get to work on what they want to work on, not what they have to work on. They start the business. They join the nonprofit. They write the book. The money is no longer the motivator. The motivation is passion and purpose. That is the true prize of the 2-3-5 strategy. You don't just win your money back. You win your life back. The 40-year plan is a life sentence of mediocrity. It is a slow bleed of your time, your energy, and your youth. The 2-3-5 money explosion strategy is a short, sharp battle. It is 5 years of extreme focus in exchange for a lifetime of options. It is not for everyone. Most people will hear this plan and say it is too hard. They will say it is unrealistic. They will make excuses, and that is fine. Let them take the slow path. But for the few of you who are listening to this and feel a fire in your gut, for the few of you who are sick and tired of being a slave to a paycheck, this is your way out. It is not about being a financial genius. It is not about luck. It is about a short-term, intense sprint of sacrifice to buy a lifetime of freedom. The question is not, can you do this? The question is, are you willing to? The blueprint is right here. The path is clear. but only you can walk it. If this strategy gave you a new perspective on what is possible, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. Your engagement helps us reach more people who need to hear that there is another way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.